Hi, everybody, and welcome to the College Fall Workshop from the Career Center and the Counseling Center. I'm Miss Sandy. I am new this year counselor for last names A through E.
And I am Mrs. Dowers. I'm new to the Career Center this year. I'm the Career Center Secretary/Specialist.
And I'm Mrs. Elam. I'm fairly new to the Career Center this year, and I am the College and Career Readiness Counselor. That's a really long title.
I'm Stephanie Benfield. I am counselor for students' last names R through Z.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jenny Morgan. I am counselor with last names A through D.
And hi, folks. I'm Joel Comschles, another one of the counselors here. I take care of the students with last names L through Q. Welcome.
Awesome. Okay, guys, so I'm going to start sharing our screen, and we're going to start getting this presentation started. Maybe. Yes, we are. There we go.
All right. Welcome to the Class of 2021 Fall Webinar. This is all about Naviance and four-year college applications. First of all, just so you know what Naviance is, Naviance has replaced our which was formerly known as Career Cruising. And so everything that you would have had in Career Cruising is now gone. And so with Naviance, I want you to use it as your own personal portfolio. You can go in there and it's going to track your high school and beyond plan. So everything that you do high school and beyond plan wise, it's going to show up in there. It's where I'm going to see that you've done it and completed those tasks that have to be done. There's going to be tasks assigned to you during homeroom time coming up, in fact, very soon. And so that is where you will go to find all high school and beyond plan tasks.
A big part of the whole thing that we want to do with this video is really about how do you apply to a four-year college or university. This can be really kind of a debacle and brain pain for us, you as students, I should say, and we're trying to help you out. So we want to have this video for you lined out. Well, here's some things that you do to apply to a four-year college. First, it's good to be able to select a list of four-year colleges or universities you're interested in. Next, you're going to do a virtual tour of the school. There's many rep visits that we have online. Colleges will even have these links that you can do virtual tours on their own websites as well. So do that. You want to be able to see what the school is like. We also want you to fill out the school's application for that college exactly as it is stated on their website. This could be the Coalition or the Common App, or even directly applying to that school as well. And they will have fees usually. Now, if you're on free or reduced lunch at Capitol High School, you actually can get fee waivers for every college that you apply to. So don't let the fees for college applications stop you from applying. Often there's going to be an essay that you're going to have to write. It's good to have somebody else review that essay for you. Maybe your punctuation's not right. Maybe you've said maybe talked about a sentence wrong that somebody else is going to catch and you might not. So have somebody else review that for you. You're going to be needing to send transcripts to those schools as well. They want to see what classes you've been enrolled in at Capitol High School. And sometimes you're going to want to send letters of recommendation. This could be from a teacher or a counselor. And if it's even required at all, usually you're going to want to give teachers and counselors a couple of weeks notice, because it takes us a little while to write those letters to do a really good job for you. That'll be really helpful. And the last thing about applying to a four-year college or university is how you're going to pay for this thing. Well, the last note on this slide is applying for the FAFSA, which stands for the Free Application for Federal Student Aid. There's also the WASFA, which stands for, help me out anybody, Washington
Application
of Student Financial Aid, I believe, or State Financial Aid, actually. So this is going to be for students who don't qualify for the FAFSA. If maybe you're not a citizen, or maybe you have other concerns that wouldn't qualify for the FAFSA. But also you're going to want to apply for scholarships so that you can afford the school as well. So there's that. Next slide, please. And this is to show you that there are several ways of which colleges, I kind of talked about this before, but there's several ways that colleges will have you do their application. So although Naviance is kind of this portfolio that Ms. Elam talked about, that's how you kind of keep things organized, you're actually going to be applying to college through whatever they have on their website. It could be the Common App, it could be the Coalition application, or maybe they even have you doing it directly to their college. But as you'll see on the right-hand side of the screen, it says, please remember, this is a big thing we want you to know. You do not apply to your college through Naviance. You apply through that college's website and through one of these other things, through Common App, Coalition, or directly to the college. Naviance is only made for tracking your progress, and it allows counselors and teachers to be able to send letters of recommendation for you, upload transcripts, and we could do everything in one spot for you. So these are two separate things, the college application and then Naviance to help keep some things all together and to be able to submit those for you. I think we're ready for the next person. Thank you.
So we just want to make sure that you know that these are the things on this slide that you as a student are responsible for. This is really important. And if you want to take a screenshot of this or whatever you want to do with your phone, these are the things that you're responsible for as a student. And so the first thing is you need to know how to log into Naviance. You need to know how to add colleges to the college list, match your Common App and with Naviance if you're using Common App, and as well as requesting letters of recommendation and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, show you a few of these things that you're going to need to do in Naviance, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So the first thing is knowing how to log in. Logging into Naviance, you just go to our OSD portal. You're going to scroll down under the curriculum tab until you see where it says Naviance. The other way, there's another way you can get in there. Your waffle on your drive also has a Naviance icon as well, but the easiest thing for me is to just go in right here into the Naviance. And then you're going to, actually your screen is going to look a little different than this one. So let me just get in as a demo student here real quick. And so this is what your screen will look like. And so you're going to need to add some colleges. And the reason that I say that is, for one thing, it's part of your high school and beyond plan to have colleges in here that we need to see that you've researched college. And so you can go in here and there's a couple of ways you can do it. You guys are going to be really adept at this. This is super user friendly for kids. But if I go here on this college's home, it's just going to bring up these different cards where you can find your fit, you can research colleges, apply to college. Here's all of these tabs here for letters of rec, manage transcripts. And so, but the first thing that we're going to do is just adding some colleges. So you can either go into colleges I'm thinking about, or you can go into colleges that you're applying to. If you already know what colleges, you can click on colleges I'm applying to and go ahead and just add those colleges in, and they're there. The next thing you're going to do is if you need to match your Common App to Naviance, you would need to create a Common App account, and that would be at commonapp.org. And once you create an account there, you're just going to go into commonapp.org. You're going to create your account, sign your FERPA waiver, and then you would come back into Naviance and you would go ahead and and you would click on, hold on, I'm getting there, I promise, colleges that you're applying to. Then you would just go ahead and click on this pink banner and click on match account. So that would match Naviance to your Common App. Now, the one thing that I want you to be super careful of as you're doing this is you want to make sure that if you have a hyphenated name, that it's exactly the same in Common App as it is in Naviance. Otherwise, it will not let you match accounts. Your name has to look exactly the same. as well as your birth date, and everything has to match. So if it doesn't, if you're struggling with that, go back in and make sure that you haven't made a mistake on putting your birth date in or something like that. All right, and then requesting a letter of recommendation. Again, I can just go to this colleges tab, and there's numerous ways that you can get to it, but this is one way to do it. So to request a letter of recommendation, I would click here. And let's say that I wanted Mr. Deacons to write me a letter of recommendation. And I want to make sure, as Mr. Comshley says, to give Mr. Deacons about 2 weeks ahead of time notice that I'm going to be requesting a letter from him, because teachers, their time is very valuable right now, especially. And so it's really good if you give them plenty of time. They're doing this on their own time out of the kindness of their heart. So please give them plenty of time for that letter. You would just click on submit request, select your teacher from the list. In this case, I'm selecting Mr. Deacons. And this is something I want you to really, really, really pay close attention to. I'm going to recommend that no one clicks on all future and colleges. You want this letter to be specific to the colleges that you're applying to. If you, and I say that because if you did it the other way where you clicked it to all, then all the letters from all teachers are going to go to all schools, and you may not want them to go to all schools. You might want to be specific on certain letters going to certain schools from certain teachers. So just be careful with that. Make sure that you click and you choose specific colleges from your colleges I'm applying to list. Next, the thing is, I highly recommend, and I'm using my best mom voice here, is that you thank your teachers personally. It's okay for you to send them an email, just because of the situation that we're in right now with COVID. It's okay for you to send an email, but a card is always nice too. You can always mail a card directly to the school and it will get to your teacher, or you can drop a card off here if you happen to be coming by. There is a bin outside that you can drop things off in, but please make sure and thank your teachers. Requesting transcripts, again, we'll go back into our colleges app or colleges tab, and just can go down here, requesting transcripts. There's a couple of ways of doing that as well, but you would just click on this plus button. You click the colleges that you want it to go to and then click on the plus. Updating Naviance college list. We ask that you keep your college lists in Naviance updated and clean. That way your counselors know what colleges that you are actually applying to. If you have decided to not attend a certain college, please go into Naviance and remove it from your colleges I'm applying to list. That way your counselor can always help you. They're up to date. And at the end of the year, that school will actually get your final transcript, which you're going to need them to have. So always communicate with your counselor, let them know your plans, keep your Naviance college applications area cleaned up, and just keep it current. The directions for your counselor recommendation letter form. Last year, if you were a senior, which you weren't obviously, but those used to be what were our purple sheets. And so that's a form from your counselor that you will need for your counselor to write you a letter of recommendation. That form is now virtual, and you will find it on our school website under, if you go to Career Center,
Senior information.
Oh,
actually.
senior information, I'm sorry. So if you go down to senior information, and you will find the, and scroll down, you will find the, right down at the very bottom, additional links for seniors, directions for counselor recommendation letters. And you'll just click on that and fill out that form for your counselor.
Awesome. So I'm going to take us back to our. And whether you students are in the middle of your application process, or maybe you haven't even started, we want to make sure that you all have great research tools in order to find the schools that are perfect for you. So the first 3 points here are names of research tools on Naviance that you can use. Supermatch is the first one. It's really user-friendly. They actually just added more than 20 new search filters this year, so it's really going to help you hone in on specifically what you're looking for. And then what you do is you select your preferences, and it's going to generate a list for you. At the top of that list are going to be schools that match your preferences 100%. And then it will go down from there. So there are going to be some schools that are maybe a 90% match, but may still be worth looking into. Supermatch also can perform side-by-side comparisons between schools. So maybe you're down to your final 2 choices and you want to look at what really sets them apart and makes them different from one another. Supermatch is your tool to just see all those details side by side. And it's also now mobile friendly, so that's pretty fun. The next research tool is called Advanced Search, and what it does, it just brings up a bunch of categories of preferences. So these categories can be things like location, athletics, cost, stuff like that. And all you do is you select the boxes based on your own preferences and then view your matches. Finally, College Lookup is basically just a search bar. So this is helpful if you know kind of more specifically what you're looking for. If you want to search for a school by their name or search for a specific state, you can just type that in the search bar and it'll bring up a list for you. What I'm going to do now is just bring us back to Naviance Student really quick to show you exactly where to find those. So right now we're on the student homepage. All you do is go to the Colleges tab in the top right corner, go down to the Colleges I'm Thinking About list, and on the left-hand side, you'll see all 3 of those research options. One thing we want you to remember is that while you're researching with these tools, each school will have a heart by it. If you click that heart, the heart will turn pink and go on to your Colleges I'm Thinking About list right over here. But if you want to track those schools as one that you're applying to, and if you want your counselors to see those schools, which you do if you're going to apply to them, all you do is select the checkbox by the school. And then in the middle, towards the top, there's a Move to Application List button, and it'll move them right over there. All right, so I'm going to bring us back to the presentation, and we're going to start wrapping it up. But the main thing we want you guys all to know is that whether you're researching or applying, all of us are here for you, and we want to help you in whatever way we can.
You're right, Taylor. It's so important for you guys to realize you're not alone in this process. That's what school counselors are for, and that's what your Career Center staff is for. We are here, so please reach out to us. We're happy to sit down with you by Zoom or by phone. Our counselors' emails are listed on the slide. Also, Ms. Elam and Ms. Dower's email is listed. Remember that you can follow the Career Center and announcements through Instagram, and you should join the Remind app so you have updated information. One other thing, we have a detailed presentation that's available on the Capitol High School website under Career Center, under College Information. Go to College Information, and we reached out and we have an expert. We have Caitlin Gordon, who's an admissions counselor, actually a director at St. Martin's, and she has an entire presentation on the college application process. And she gives helpful tips on how to complete your essay and the application itself, and information on, how to put your best foot forward and get through the entire process. So please, we encourage you to watch this presentation. It's on Capitol High School's website, under Career Center, under College Information, and the title of the presentation is The College Application Process. We hope we answered some of your questions, but remember, we're here for you, so please reach out to us, and we'll hope to see you soon.